Cheers, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Half Quarter Hangout on the Grow Force Show. Cheers, Swoop. How's it going, buddy?
Not bad yourself.
Not too bad at all. So today we will chat a little bit about our gardens, different stages of the garden, because that's where we're working on right now. How to survive a garden when you have to neglect it. We talk about that a lot, but it's because we're both dads with young families, and our families keep us pretty busy. So that makes things difficult in the garden sometimes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Swoop, how's everything going with you right now?
Not bad, man. Not bad. It's a little late, but getting caught up. Garden's doing pretty good. Got the veg pretty much back in full swing. Just the odd dead leaf to pluck off, but as it stands, everything seems pretty healthy. I have, I think, 1.5 plants left to trim that's never been ending, and then they can start flowering.
Oh, you mean the plants you've been trimming for 6 months?
Yeah, oh yeah, at least.
Oh yeah. Oh, those ones.
Yeah.
That's funny, buddy.
There is no more cocoa root mass.
Yeah, funny. We were talking about it off the air here about our gardens and the situations that we're in, and we were trying to put timelines on things. And I was like, oh, I had some clones sitting in the cloner for a couple of weeks, and I was like, wait a minute, I took those clones when I flipped a flower, and I'm about to chop. So they've been in there for 9 weeks, sitting in the cloner. They still have roots. They're alive.
Of roots. The cloner, geez.
Cheers, local grow guy. Cheers, Haley.
Cheers, guys. Thanks
nice to see you. So yeah, they're alive. I'm gonna transplant them into solo cups in the next couple of days. But I honestly, the reason why I neglected this because I was thinking I was gonna pop new seeds and do some stuff like that. But I really want a monocrop. I've been running so many different things. Yeah, I know. Send me some too, so I can pop those. But I got one set that I wanted to pop, those green eggs and Pam, and just monocrop something. But send me those, and I'll pop each and monocrop one of each set. See what we get.
That green eggs, is that a Family Tree Farms?
Yes, Family Tree seeds. It's I have no idea. A bacon grease cross with Santa's cookies.
Okay.
I believe that's what it was. Pardon me?
Would have figured it'd be his Pam. It was Pam 15.
Maybe it's a bacon grease cross Santa's cookies, and that's crossed with a Pam or something. You know what? I'm gonna get it because we should know. It'd only take a second. That's right here.
We need to know. We try and be thorough. Try. Sends for high. Forget. But yeah,
no, there's no Pam in it. No Pam in it at all. That's what's weird. Bacon grease crossed Santa's cookies. Boom, I was right. But from what I've been told, and I have no experience myself, but I've been told this that Santa's cookies is really, really good and could be a minty cookies strain.
Ooh, nice.
Right? And bacon grease is supposed to be super, super greasy. So it's should be like a resin dumper.
Good press one.
That's what I'm hoping. On the pack it says sour cream, menthol, and earth. Imagine getting something minty and earthy. Shut up. That'd be cool.
It sounds tasty. It's not my profile.
Oh, I love earthy. It's my.
I like earthy. I can't stand minty.
Oh, that's cool. I could do it. I'm sure I could handle it. Yeah. So right now I have everything. Just finishing week 9 on Saturday will be the last day it'll be day 63, and I'll turn the lights out and leave them there for 2 days. So and then I'll chop them on day 65.
And this is
Um,
grow with your auto water setup.
First grow with the auto water setup, and man, I had no issues. I have one thing that I want to change. I think I told you about it, was the pump. And it's not because the pump's bad. Pump works great. It's just that I want something that can siphon more out of the reservoir. This is like a inline pump, or sorry, this is a submersible pump. So it's 3.5 inches around, 3 inches tall. And I have to have 3 inches of water in the bottom in order for it to work. So I want something that will siphon down more, basically. So I'm going to look for like a pump that you can run a hose off that'll siphon instead of the submersible pump. Other than that, I have no complaints. I had no clogging. Yeah, it's been great. I went away for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And all I had to do was have a friend come over and shop back out the trays once every 2 days. And then on the once every 3 days. And then on day 6, so he'd do 3 days, and 3 days. On the 6th day, he refilled my reservoir. I left him the stuff to do it. And then same thing again. He was off and didn't have to refill it. I came back and refilled it. So it was phenomenal. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Nice one was working.
And this guy's never grown. We knew nothing about it at all. And I made it super simple for him. I invited him over the day before I left, and I was doing a fill up, and I showed him how I did it. And then I left him cups. I'm using Floraflex, so it's just B1, B2. So I left a cup with B1 in it, a cup with B2 in it. And I said, fill this up, I drew a line on a bucket, fill the bucket up to here with warm water, add B1, mix it. When it's all dissolved, add B2, mix it. Fill the rest of the way with cold water, dump it in the reservoir, and then go get a bunch of cold water and keep filling that up till it's full.
Yep.
And he didn't even need a pH or anything, because I knew that mixture was going to lead him at a 6.0, because I do it all the time. And I just left it. I just went with it. And then the second run that he came in to fill up, it was time to start feeding him fresh water. So I said, just fill it up with fresh water and see you later.
Nice.
No pH, no nothing. I didn't pH or anything since then. So.
Well, congrats, man. It's always nice when
Yeah.
you get these.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was happy, extremely happy. I was able to go away and not lose a full garden. Yeah, sorry, what was that? You cut out on me.
You get to be a lazy grower now.
Yeah. So we'll do a show maybe on irrigation and things like that. But I'm trying to come up with a little kit that I can put together and direct people towards, so that they know what something that's been tried and tested and it works in a small scale like what we use. Yeah, hopefully it works for someone else as well as it's worked for me. Oh, we got some more visitors on here. Who else joined us? Supreme Grape, cheers. MLT, nice to see you. Cheers. Let's be buds. Cheers, Uncle Rick.
Uncle
Nice
Rippy.
to see everybody. I know we're on at a weird time, but that's what we do now on this channel. We just come on when we want to come on now. So look out for the notifications.
Hit the bell.
Yeah, notifications. Check out my new hat. I got this while I was away. Oops. Cannabis NB.
Nice.
That's in St. John, New Brunswick. That's their like government cannabis stores. It's pretty cool.
How'd you like New Brunswick?
It was beautiful. I love it there.
Yeah. I gotta head out that way in November. So.
It's really like, okay. it's a super cool place to visit because it's absolutely historic, right? The city I grew up in, St. John, it's from like, I think it was founded in 1700s.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so it's the very first incorporated Canada city in Canada. It was founded in 1700s, like Samuel de Champlain, the explorer. Yeah. So, and incorporated, I think, in the 1800s. Yeah. Anyway, super old city. The whole city was structured out of wooden, like the downtown was a wooden buildings and stuff, and the whole city caught on fire, burnt to the ground from a ship in the port. And then they rebuilt the whole city in stone to look the same as what it did when it was in wood. So it's pretty cool. It's got buildings with like real gargoyles in it. It's old. It's really cool to look around and see it.
Nice.
But my wife wouldn't live there because she's like, it's too boring, and it's kind of one of those very slow paced places. Yeah, nice to visit. I'd probably get bored there too.
Retirement place.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, like I think about that too, but then I think I live in the West Coast. Like, isn't this where you retire?
Not me, man. I'm retiring in a bush somewhere.
I would like to.
Yeah, that's get me away from the city, especially any
Yeah.
old folks.
Yeah, no, I would like to. My family, they all own land out in the middle of nowhere. My sister has like 80 something acres. It's like in Minto. It's a small place, but it's a lot of land. I mean, they're gonna live off it eventually. It's their plan. Build there, farm, all that good stuff. So my garden, like I said, is coming down in a couple of days. What's today? Thursday, yeah. So 2 days. Lights out, and then 2 more days, and then chop it and hang it, and do my best to get the temperature and humidity in check for a 2-week hang. And in the next sort of, I guess, 3 weeks will be my time to decide on what I'm going to flower out next.
Are you planning
something ready?
Gonna pick your cuts, or
I don't know what to do. I might just pop seeds and then flower one of everything, and I don't know.
I've been ho-humming on this one. I think I might take cuttings of what I have here, flower out that, keep the cuttings going for a little bit, and do a whole monocrop. That's my plan.
I want a monocrop. That's my problem. And if I try to do it right now, I won't be able to. I'll have to take a couple different cuttings and do it. But maybe what I'll do is I'll just take one and I'll make fucking 6 clones right now.
Set it up.
Yeah, it won't take that long. I'll be 4 weeks from now. I'll be ready to go in there. You know.
That sounds like
fuck it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. If I can, hopefully those plants are strong enough to take clones off of. They've been neglected. Yeah.
Just they're hardy plants. You know this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I put them through hell and back more than once. Yeah, I've been surprised. That Master Kush plant that I have, 6 years, kept that alive. Yeah, it's funny.
So pissed.
Yeah, if I lose it, I'll be okay. It's not It's not like super killer. It's just a really good Master Kush, and I didn't have to keep searching, and I was just happy with it.
Yeah.
I would honestly be more sad to lose the Zelda Runts that I have right now. Super earthy, super earthy. Yeah, it just grows like a fucking beanstalk. It shoots up. I would say it's a guaranteed 200% growth from flip.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's really branchy, and the node spacing sucks. I haven't been able to squish it down yet, but I've talked to some people about adding higher doses of potassium, but an available potassium like monosilicic acid in the first couple of weeks of flower to help shorten the node space and keep it from stretching, kind of thing. I don't know how much of that works, but I hear guys who are using that on the GMO that stretches like a mother, and with good success. So maybe I'll try that.
On Instagram has a really good, easy technique for introducing like a tighter node spacing. He literally just forces the plant node to open itself. Like he opens them up manually.
Okay.
And as soon as you open, it'll start making the new node. So he'll let him go so far because he grows in like a shallow space. So he does.
Okay.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Never heard of that. Cheers, Raptor.
Oh, Raptor.
Cheers, Aldi. Yeah. Oh, everybody. Shwoob doesn't have any access to the chat, but he says hi. Shwoob, we got MLT, we got Uncle Rick, Local Grow Guy, Supreme Grape, Raptor, Aldridge.
Nice.
Some goodies in there. So yeah, I'll be happy to get this down, move along on the next one. But yeah.
So, quick question: do you have any idea what you're going to monocrop?
If I monocrop, I'm going to try to do that Zelda Runs. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But the problem is I have one clone of that, and it looks like trash right now. So in order for that to happen, it's not going to happen first. I'll probably maybe I'll monocrop that Master Kush because I have 2 clones of it that look really nice, and I can easily get turned into 6.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good thing to talk about too. How casual you can make it when you're just growing for yourself, and it's just a hobby, and it's so I don't have to purchase it. It's definitely it's something I take for medical purposes, but I don't have to stress about getting it, producing it. I always produce enough so that I have a little bit, yeah, you know, I have a little bit there. I'm not in a rush to keep going. I don't want to stop this time like I did last time. Last time I waited, 3 months?
Yeah.
In between my flower. That's a little uncalled for. But yeah. Gotta monocrop something.
Do it.
I want to. I need to. I want to. You know why I like monocropping? It's the stretch, right? And then I also, yeah, even canopy. And also I want to take more advantage of my watering system and see if I can try to pull over a little bit of crop steering. I don't know enough about it, but I don't know off the top of my head very well, but I've read some guides on it and I can read through it. And when I'm at each stage of the plant growth, I can go to that guide and say, okay, where am I at? All right, I'm here. So I should be looking for a 35% dry back overnight, you know, and I can just try to make that happen. And there's really good guides that tell you, you start your first watering 1 to 3 hours after the lights come on, based on the dryback that happened. You want it to reach its full dryback within 1 to 3 hours after the lights come on, and then you want to feed it in, depending on whether it's vegetative or like a vegetative growth or a generative growth, which would be like making buds, right? So you feed it in small increments or larger increments until you get a runoff. And then after you get a runoff, you just give it little shots every hour or two to maintain that proper moisture level. Yeah, until about a few, I don't remember, depending on the stage of growth, a few hours before lights go off. And then at that point, you allow it to do its dry out cycle. And that's when you want it to, again, depending on its life cycle, get 35 to 50%, I think, a dry back before that, in the time when lights come off to the 1 to 3 hours after lights come on. And then it's really cool with this, like, I mean, with those big systems, they have a probe that you stick in one of your mediums or all your medium, I don't know, and it reads the moisture content and shoots the water when the moisture content, every time the moisture content falls below a certain percentage, which is really fucking awesome. I would love to be able to do that, but I'm not investing that kind of money in my little home grow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not generating an income off this that I can go and spend money on it. I spend my hard-earned money to buy the stuff that I do to make this weed, and all this does is keeps me from having to buy weed, and that's super, super awesome. That's good enough for me, because I would be spending a lot on it. So yeah, I just want to get this dialed in the best I can. I have it hooked up to a little timer. The timer's I don't know, 20 or 15 different, 15 different on and offs I can do on it. So like, it's plenty.
Nice.
I just have to change the timer each time I'm in a vegetative or a generative growth stage, or maybe I just get 2 timers and I can unplug it and plug it into the other. That's what I'm gonna do. Unplug it from one, plug it into the other, depending on which stage I'm in. Actually, it won't even work like that, because the first thing you need to do is find out how much water you need to get your dry back. And that's going to be different based on how the plants drink, right? So what I started with was small little drip cycles, like 4 minutes long, on and then off for a certain amount of time, 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and then a 4-minute drip, depending on life cycle. Again, sometimes it's a 30-minute wait. And usually after about 5 or 6 of those cycles, you start to get a little bit of runoff.
Yep.
And by the last cycle, you want it, of the last cycle of whether you're in a generative or a vegetative growth stage. So that depends on how long you water for. On the last, you want to have your full runoff there.
Yeah.
It's really quite cool the way it works.
Yes.
I mean, when I hand watered, it was always just go in, water for runoff, see you tomorrow. I didn't.
You didn't think about it.
No, I didn't try to build stack it. And also, I did this whole grow at the highest ppm I hit was like 700 ppm. Remember, I was saying I'm going to try to do it all really on the lightest feed schedule that they have. And they were okay. The Zelda runts looked a little hungry, so they probably could have taken a little higher. They probably would have been great at like a 800 or even a 900, maybe probably an 800. I think that's where I'm going to go next run, because I know that the other strains can handle it. They've had it many times. But my medium, I would test with small runoff collections, and my medium during most of flower was 2,500 ppms. So it stacks in there. Yeah. And anytime I got above 2,500, I would run through a feed with just a little bit of CalMag in it and no food. and just
Drop it down just a little bit.
because I'm in cocoa and I didn't want to run just water. Although I've done it too.
Wash everything out.
Yeah, I've done it. It's not the greatest, but it works fast when you do that.
Cocoa.
Yeah.
Clear.
So what's your plan right now?
I'm gonna flower out those breeding projects. I got the AK Cross and the Storm Shadow F2 going.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get that flowered out, there's 4 plants going. 1 gallons right now. I'm gonna switch them to 5 gallons. Flower those out, and I have the cuttings currently going. I'm gonna take cuttings of and flower those after.
Yep.
And then probably pop some new shit.
Nice.
This is the last of the Irie I haven't run in my collection, and plus some of my other breeding crosses I've been working on in the quiet.
That's fun.
3B packs I gotta work on. There's a chocolate loaf that takes 15 weeks, which has me terrified and excited. There's a honeydew cream. There's an F1 freebie, which I don't know who the breeder is, but it just came in a little vial.
Mm.
And then,
I wonder if that's anything like this honey cream that I have.
that's what I'm wondering. So that turns
That's
out.
funny.
I got 5 seeds, and I will say the seeds are a little bit white, but we've seen them pop before.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, as it stands right now with the 6 strains I have from Irie, I want to knock it down to 2. Keep 2 for the rest. I think I'm gonna let go of the golden goat though. I think it's time.
Oh, right. Yeah. Golden Goat's like the big producer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But is it like, what was the best Irie? What is your favorite? What's the 2 that you're gonna keep?
I don't know what I'm gonna keep yet. Starburst is delicious and has the aroma, like it's sweet.
Okay.
And it tastes like an orange peel, or not taste, it smells like an orange peel, like bang on, which is nice.
Strawberry Starburst smells orange.
No, strawberry Starburst smells strawberry, and the orange gasm.
Oh, the orange gasm. Sorry. Okay.
I've heard a few people say the strawberry Starburst has a phenotype that's kind of like a lipstick, and it's not that great sweet and has a great earthy taste to it. The lemon Jeffrey was promising too. It's there's too many to choose from at this point, so I'm kind of going. I like to keep, and yeah. So for my top 5 will be lemon Jeffrey, the strawberry Starburst, orange gasm, shredder, and then the Arise.
Okay.
Golden Goat's been knocked out, so
No, yeah, it's gone. Is what it is, and it was just 1 cut.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So worst
Do
case,
another one could be different.
Yep. I just hope I don't get that one like that took 126 days to flower. It was great. Fucking, it took way too long.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's crazy. Absolutely. I don't know how you can handle that. I couldn't keep something in flower that long. I guess I could if I had a rotating
I was
flowering
perpetual.
room.
Tapping the corner, going. I didn't care. Only shitty thing was it was the last one in the auto pot, so I had to keep the system hooked up with these plants in there that were just to cut stalks and didn't flood it out.
Right. Jesus.
You know,
That's
like
nuts.
a week or 2, no worries. Yeah, a couple months later, I'm like, this is
That's too much. Yeah. What's that? Oh, Appetite for Destruction, man. Someone it's Aldi commented, hasn't seen that GNR shirt for a while. This is my favorite Guns N' Roses album.
Yes.
Honestly. Yeah. This album got me right into them. I didn't even know who they were until I saw this. My older cousin showed me, and I fell in love. Yes, sir. Nothing beats a probing like it's. So, yeah. Not
Question.
sure. What's that?
Are you sticking with the new line you're running? Are you happy with it so far?
With what, sorry?
The nutrient line?
Yeah, I got no reason to change. Yeah, it's really easy to use.
I'm debating switching to a dry powder versus the
Yeah.
liquid.
I like the dry powders. I mean, I have no problem trying out other stuff because I think it's fun. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've grown different strains with different nutrient brands and had different results.
Mhm.
Following their feed schedule or even after I got to use it for a while and do things sort of my own way or whatever, I usually you get different results. I've found that I like over the last few years getting a good base nutrient, like a good nutrient company that really focused on their base nutrients that you can add other additives to if you want from other companies, maybe. And that's kind of why I fell into Floraflex, because when Floraflex first started, they only had a base nutrient. They didn't have any additives. They didn't make any bloom boosters or flushers or any of that stuff. Now they have what they call bulky B, which is just a little something you add during the bloom, and they have a full tilt, which is something that you add near the end, which is basically a finisher, yeah, to help with senescence probably. Right. I didn't use the full tilt. I did use the bulky B only because I won it on an Instagram thing. So I used it. If I win some full tilt Floraflex, I'll try that out too. But I just, here's the deal, okay? I was buying like the 1 pound bags because they last to grow no problem. They sent me a 5 pound bag of bulky B and you use like the smallest amount. So I'm gonna buy a few more bags. Like they tricked me. No, just kidding. I like the results that I've been getting with it. I like the ease of using it. The mix works really well. If I, I'd be happy to try other things. So Uncle Rick's saying in the chat here, have you tried Athena? No, I haven't. But I've heard good things about it and I've heard bad things about it. You know who has really good information on nutrients, honestly? And if I ever make a change in the future, it's going to probably be to Jax, because I'm always looking for what's the easiest and best solution to what I'm doing. All right. And I spent a ton of time watching some videos with Green Gene from Green Gene's Garden. He knows a ton about it. He breaks down all these nutrients and he's got charts of them all broken down of everything that's in the nutrients. And he's tried, spiking his own by adding his own additives to things and going here and there. And with really good results to show for it. And then I watch a lot of Dr. Bruce Bugby, who explains what they do in the University of Utah and how simplified his nutrient blend is. And they don't change between veg and bloom and blah, 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 blah. They just feed us straight. I think he said he feeds around 850 ppms based on his light input and his environment. Because, we all know that plants eat based on their environment. They have pushed them all the way up really high EC levels. And the long and short of it is that all of the gimmicks are gimmicks. They are what they are, Where I found flavor differences, though, was the elements that are used to make the nutrients, as well as some of the plant or some of these nutrient companies have these different sugar additives that I believe also make a difference. Well, that depends on how you're feeding, right? Those sugars are supposed to be there to feed the microbes, right? Keep your biology alive. Anyway, yeah, I'll try others, but I'm gonna probably go to Jack's if I stop using Floraflex.
If
If yeah, I have no reason to.
exactly.
I find that the longer I use one single nutrient line, the better I get at it.
Yep.
The more I realize when to stop feeding, how hard I can, like, what really pushing that nutrient line is. I used general hydroponics for many years, and then I went to advanced nutrients, and I used that for a short burst, maybe 2 years. And then I was like, this is so expensive. It doesn't make any sense. So I switched to Remo, and I loved Remo. I have no if I could get Remo in a powdered version, I would have stayed with it and used as an additive still as a liquid, even because I know he's going to liquid kelp it with some stuff in it that you probably couldn't powder up. But either way, his product is really good. Probably some of the best pot I've ever grown was with Remo's. Yeah, absolutely. But I also had really good results with general hydroponics. When I switched to advanced nutrients and I started spending a whole bunch of money, I didn't notice a huge difference. Do you know why? Because I used general hydroponics so long that I knew how to use it. I didn't really even use I didn't follow I used the Lucas formula. I don't know if you know what that is, where you cut the
Veg out.
the veg out completely, use micro and bloom only, and you basically use one to 2 parts. So 1 part micro, 2 parts bloom, and it's like 5 mils per gallon and 10 mils per gallon. I remember still, and I had really good results with that. I used to feed. I have a chart somewhere probably on my phone.
It's
that I
showed.
Yeah, that I had that I would use from veg to flour. And anyway, I love that. I love that formula as well. And again, really good flavored weed, really good problems. The only time I ever had weed that I didn't like is when I first switched to a new nutrient and I just started following their feed charts. Because I always thought, let's try it. I don't know. Let's see what, but then I'd always like half it or 3/4 it, depending on the brand or the strength after I mixed it. And then I realized that none of them promoted a proper flush. I think it's because they obviously want you to use their product. And I don't know, I still think that people fight and don't believe that flushing does anything or works, or I don't know. It's just one of those things that it's probably going to be in the cannabis industry forever. Right?
It's
Do you flush or do you not flush? Come on, would you go to the bathroom and not flush? Why grow weed and not flush? Just joking. But I'm a flusher. I'm a flusher. I'm a flusher. I know you are. You try to. It's the same. Yeah.
It's like one of those dark counter sit up kind of person.
That's a make it or break it for me. Make it or break it. And I can tell instantly when I smoke it if it's been or not.
This is not flush.
Garbage. This is garbage. Squish it. Make some rosin with it instead. That's what I do when that happens.
Knock them with it. What is this crap?
Yeah.
What you got there?
That's the other seed pack that I got when I got those. Purple herb. Oops. Where's that? Blue raspberry truffle.
F2s.
F2s.
Have good things.
Yeah, I think I'll probably pop that too soon. I think I'm gonna pop the green eggs and Pam first. It used to have a different name because the Pam's been written over with a pen. It might have been green eggs and ham before, and he changed it because it was copying. Green eggs, and yeah, I can't read that letter. You can tell it's been written over with a pen. The seeds look great though. And I love their packaging.
Yeah.
Little vial, 12
Easy.
seeds, and a couple of grains of rice. Long grain rice. The rice matters. That matters. It has to be long grain, jasmine rice. Anything else will fuck the seed up. Who's gonna believe that? Let's start a new internet rumor. The type of rice you pack your seeds in matters. And also, don't flush. It doesn't matter.
I can't get back.
Glad to be back on here.
Yeah.
I love hanging out, doing this. Even though we only had eight or nine people here tonight. Thanks for stopping in, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Everyone who sees it tomorrow will jump on and see it, I'm sure. We am I there?
Yeah, you're there.
Okay, good. My headset's starting to die, that's all. Who pops on here regularly knows that we like to encourage everyone to stop in on the other shows because, well,
it's a community.
We encourage that. We appreciate when people come here. We know everyone else appreciates it when you go there. So if you enjoyed our show, drop us a like, comment, make sure you drop in again next week and say hi to us. And keep your eyes out on YouTube and Instagram for some of the following: Grandmaster Level, Let's Be Buds, Can of Fitness, Michigan Bros Grow Show, Caribou Heart TV, Future Cannabis Project, FCP 02, that's the Future Cannabis Project 02, that's another channel. Unfiltered with Mr. Grow It, Garden Talk with Mr. Grow It, Green Bicycles, The Neighborhood Grows, who are in hiatus, Medical Mondays podcasts, Perfect Gardens, Photosynthetic, the Grow From Your Heart podcast, Potent Ponics, Growing with the Fishes, Embracing Organics, Eagle Gardens, Operation Grow, The Dude Grows, From the Stash podcast. Is Operation Grow still going?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think it was cut down drastically in airtime.
Oh, damn. Craft Farmer, Cut the Check. Cannabis Lifestyle TV, Cheap Home Grow, Growing with My Fellow Growers. The Irie Army podcast, which honestly turned out to be a really cool podcast. I watched that one too. Crimson Grows. These are new ones to me and I enjoyed them. Canamink, Growcast, and The Green Table. Anyway, these are just a few of our local community. We want people to show them some love. Stop by, tell them we said hi. And tell them to stop by and say hi to us. We love you all. And we'll catch you next week.
Doodle.